We all love our Veve collectibles. We love seeing them in our showroom, seeing them in our collection in general, putting them in AR, being able to put the camera around, look at every single angle, look at every single detail. We also love the community that comes with having these collectibles. And lastly, and for some of us, most importantly, we also love the profit that we have seen from these collectibles. But what if I told you that these factors that make Veve so special and make it what it is and what's gotten us so addicted and so enticed, what if I told you that that was nothing and that what's on the way is even bigger than you could even expect? In this video, I'll be talking about some potential ways that NFTs could be utilized for real world function. Would the metaverse be considered real life if you live your life there? I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But regardless, let's see what's on the way. So the first and most basic, straightforward way I could see them being used, and is actually a way that we have already seen put into place, even if it was small. But what I'm talking about is I could see NFTs being used for entry into events, for games, for movies, whatever it might be. And we have already seen the James Bond movie tickets be used on Veve, and then AMC did an NFT promotion for the Spider-Man movie that just came out. So this one isn't even really speculation, it's just thinking about how it could be used more widespread and for different uses. So I think movies are a really good entry point and a really good way to start because it's really straightforward and you can really connect a picture or an image to what you're about to watch, if that makes any sense. And it's a straightforward, I have this ticket to see this movie, and then when it's done, it's done. But what else could we see NFTs be used for as far as tickets or entry into things? So an example that I've used a few times and that I'm pretty proud of, I'm not even gonna lie to you, because I said it right before Disney got announced, and I talked about first appearance Mickey Mouse being used as an example of free entry into Disneyland or discounted or free concessions while you're in Disneyland or at some theme park, some Disney related theme park, whatever. And then soon thereafter, Disney got announced along with utility for buying their NFTs, which came in the form of free Disney Plus for 3 months unless you got a Walt statue, which was 1 year. So there you go. There's another example of things that we have already seen be done. This time we saw free access to a streaming service, Disney Plus, for buying this NFT. But let's get a little bit more creative. What else could we see be done? So I know I said Disneyland, but I could see other theme parks, Six Flags type of deal. And I think that theme parks would be perfect for this kind of thing, this kind of promotion, because you can do so many different things with it. If you have an ultra rare, maybe you get free entry, discounted concessions, and you get fast pass. If you have a rare, you get just free entry. If you have a common, you get just discounted concessions. You can mix and match these rewards any way, and you can incentivize different people to use different parts of the theme park. If people like rides more, certain collectibles, certain NFTs could be used toward a fast pass. If you have a big family or a big group of friends and you guys spend a ton of money on the jacked up prices at theme parks, then maybe you'd be more inclined to get an NFT that has the discounted concessions. Or maybe the theme parks could work out some kind of deal with the hotels around the area where if they had this collectible, then they'll get a package. They get free entry into the theme park and they get 1 night free at the Hilton Hotel, for example. Recently, I visited the San Diego Zoo, so I was thinking maybe, you could use an NFT to get into the zoo. If the zoo were to distribute NFTs of their animals there, and as new animals got brought in or were born, they could create new NFTs, and then some people who are really attached to the animals or really love going to that specific zoo, they could collect the entire digital version of the zoo, and then say having one of those gets you VIP access or just a better viewing area, or you get a certain time period where you can see him eat or when you can see him start playing. I don't know. There could be some kind of rewards for very passionate zoo goers. And the zoo can also benefit because they'll be cultivating more of a community aspect, and they'll of course be making more money because creating NFTs really is little to no cost, just the upfront cost of the artist and the graphic design of creating it in the first place. But they could then use that money to put back into the zoo to help out the animals, make it a better experience for the visitors, and just create more of a robust and more fun, exciting experience overall. And shoot, there may even be a day in the not so distant future that we visit some zoos virtually and we can see, some real life time of the zoo where the animals are actually there, but we walk around virtually. If you guys are enjoying the content, I would really appreciate if you could like, comment, subscribe. Really, any kind of combination really helps the algorithm and helps push this video out to more people in the Veve and Ecomi community. So if you think more people would enjoy videos like this, then please consider helping your boy out a little bit. And we could also see things play out where you need a certain NFT to get entry into a club, whether that be physical or virtual. I mean, we've seen Bored Ape Yacht Club, for example, is a very exclusive club, both virtually and physically, because they offer some promotions, they offer some get-togethers where you need to have the NFT to get in the first place. So those are a few ways that companies or venues could offer more promotional activities and just give people more reason to show up and just participate in the first place. But what if you're someone who's more like me, more of a homebody, more to myself, perfectly content staying home? So what if you're someone who might not use those benefits or use those perks to their full extent? It might not be worth it for you. Why would you go out of your way to pay for something like that? And I'll tell you why. And that's because the Veve team has made it very clear that renting is something that is going to be happening and that they are working toward. And even if you don't go to the theme parks, even if you don't use the discounts, even if you don't use the free hotel stay, there will be people who will want to. And if you could rent it out to them for just the weekend that they're vacationing, if they don't want to pay full price for something that they're only going to be in Florida for Disney World for just the weekend, they don't want to pay thousands of dollars for a Mickey Mouse NFT that they're only going to really get the benefits from just for one weekend. They'll just rent it from you, use it, get the benefits, and it's back in your hands. So they pay less than they would buying it and still get the discounts, and then you weren't going to go anyway, and it was just going to sit in your collection anyway, so you might as well put it to use and let someone else use it, and you could also make extra money. Renting out collectibles is one of the most speculative but also most exciting things to think about when it comes to utility for NFTs. And I think for a lot of people, myself included, it can be hard at times to wrap your head around why someone would want to rent out a collectible from somebody else. But I think that when I think that way, I am greatly underestimating how quickly the metaverse is coming into place and how quickly we're going to make this shift into the digital world. I mean, the shift is already taking place, but just really making that big leap forward, I think it's going to happen sooner than we think. And if you need a certain collectible to get into Disney's metaverse, or if you're going to virtual Comic-Con and you want to flex a little bit and you want to have a first appearance Superman collectible but you can't afford it, you might rent it out. And if there are certain metaverses that provide an extremely fun experience but you need a certain collectible to get in, people will definitely be renting it out just to even try it out or just to be able to be in that community. I mean, people already rent Lamborghinis, they rent Ferraris just for the day, just for the weekend, just to drive around in it. So imagine what people would do, what they would rent out when we have an entire new virtual landscape with tons more utility than just driving a car. In these metaverses, you'll be able to fly cars, fly planes, you'll be able to do whatever you want. So I think it's really going to raise the bar for what people are willing to pay to rent things out. And even though it may be hard to grasp currently, as we see more and more developments of the metaverse and just NFTs in general, as the tech gets more advanced, I don't think that it'll be an absurd thought for much longer at all. If they made these rewards limited and not very easy to abuse, then I don't see why they wouldn't do it, because when you think about, take Disney for example, I know they're an extreme example, but think about how many tens of thousands of people are in their theme parks and just doing something Disney related every single day. Having a few thousand people who get in for free is not going to hurt their bottom line. They're not even going to feel it. So if they could get more people there in the first place, if they can get someone there who wouldn't have gone without it, someone who's going to pay for drinks, pay for food, pay for parking, pay for whatever, they will gladly have them get in for free or give them some kind of discounts if it gets them there when they wouldn't have before. So that gives these companies and these venues a great incentive to implement these kinds of rewards or promotions. So even with how great and with how fun Veve collectibles are currently, we are just at the most basic of basic stages. We're gonna look back on this stage and think of it as being so rudimentary, as being so simple, so basic, yet we still loved it so much. And for good reason. But this stuff is only going to get more and more advanced, and that's why I am so excited about NFTs, because the underlying tech just creates endless possibilities, literally. And if even just a few of these things come to fruition that I mentioned, that is greatly going to increase the price of these collectibles. Not financial advice, never financial advice. I really appreciate you guys watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, this has been NFT Flenny, and I'll catch you guys next time.